crazy this morning. You know who you're listening to. Uncle Pete, right here. We'll catch up in a few minutes. Here's a little Duran Duran someone asked for.
Could it be the whole of opening wide? A sacred wine, a mystery gaping inside. The weekend's wide until we dance into the fire. That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire to fatal sounds of broken dreams. Dance into the fire. That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire. Is the view to awaken between the shades, assassination, standing still. First crystal tears fall as snowflakes on your body. First time in years to drench your skin, a lover's rosy stain. A chance to find the feelings for the flame. A chance to die, but can we dance into the fire? That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire. The fatal sound of broken dreams. Dance into the fire. That fatal kiss is all we need. Dance into the fire. When all we see is the view to a kill. Sees her at all, they all say she's crazy. Locking rhythms to the beat of her heart, changing moment into life.
Holy cow, Dad. Good morning to you. It's such a good day you ran into today. You haven't slept yet? Dude, you gotta sleep. You gotta sleep.
On the wire between will and what will be. She's a maniac on the floor. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac on the floor. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. On the ice blue line of insanity, it's a place most never see. It's a hard-won place of mystery. Touch it but can't hold it. You work all your life for that moment in time. It could come or pass you by. It's a push of the world, but there's always a chance if the hunger stays the night. There's a cold-connected heat, struggling, stretching for the beat. Never stopping with her head against the wind. She's a maniac at your love.
Oh, man. Ted, but you have no idea how much I appreciate and I'm grateful for your dedication to everything we do here, but not at the expense of your health and well, especially after everything you just went through. It will not hurt my feelings at all if you drift away this morning. This has been nothing but an 80s week. It's continuing up that way. And if this stuff in any way, shape, or form puts you to sleep, I will be thrilled. Dude, always take care of yourself. Of course, that said, I sleep in 45 to 1 hour increments, and it's always that way, and I'm always tired. But hey, you haven't been to bed at all. Dude, you just got over the COVID. You should be sleeping and washing your hands and eating hand sanitizer. Well, don't eat that stuff, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no one eat hand sanitizer. Use it on your hands. But eat your vegetables and your chicken soup and all that good stuff there. You're awesome, Ted. If the gift becomes fire on the wire between will and what will be, she's a maniac, actual love. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, actual love. Indeed. We keep going and going and going and going. Let's click this button over here, and we're not going to interrupt any tunes by. Oh, Trish, good morning. How you doing out there, Trish? Yes, I know. I have not said good mornings in a long time. I just we'll do it. We'll do that in a short bit.
Čistim vojnik, da se štinu čep.
Okay, I clicked the wrong button. That's okay. By the way, this is Sammy Hagar with his tune called Heavy Metal. Sounds a little more like just hard rock. They tried. He didn't consult Mary Catherine on the level of metal that needs to be attained in order to even call it or suggest that it's might be metal. Ted, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Ted's Wednesday morning drop-ins. We're going to start those next week. That's what Ted just said. We're going to have a blast, dude. It'll be fun. See, this is really more head boppy. It's not head banging. I know, remotely speaking. I knew where you were coming. We'll actually have Eric Bam a little later this morning because Tuesday was a It was a day. It was all my fault. Tuesday. Additional work got in the way of having Eric on Tuesday morning. You actually have to do meetings and make documentation and fill out forms and enter data and talk with people and stuff that actually drives me, and you had to give it some gas. The business. Heavy metal. Well, he can sing about it, but it was really a hard rock song, not a heavy metal song. Now, next up, if you were from the 80s, you really shouldn't need any introduction of this whatsoever. See how many of you get it.
The heat is on the street, inside your head, on every beat, and the beat's alive, deep inside. The pressure's high, just to stay alive, 'cause the heat is on. I'll be looking out for you. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? The heat is on. The heat is on. The heat is on. Oh, it's on the street. The heat is on. Action, I'll be looking out for you. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? The heat is on. The heat is on. The heat is on. Burning, burning, burning. It's on the street. The heat is on. The shadows high on the darker side, behind the doors, it's a wild ride. You can make or break, you can win or lose. That's a chance you take when the heat's on you, when the heat is on. I'll be looking out for you. Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? The heat is on. The heat is on. The heat is on. Burning, burning, burning. It's on the street. The heat is on. I can feel the fire. The heat is on. All the flames are burning high. Heat is on, baby, can't you feel it? It's on the street. The heat is on, I can feel the fire. The heat is on, all the flames are burning high.
You did that song? Or you dig that song. Okay, gotcha. I was reading that real quick, Dad. I thought you said you did that song. What is this song? Oh no. See, Mary Catherine said there were a couple of things that we had played in the past, so I didn't necessarily have to check them all. She just gave me the list of the ones to check. And when I checked the ASCAP license. And
to never have sunlight on
why though? You're gonna make me sit through this, you guys?
You were content to let me shine.
Do you want to hear it?
You always walk a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength.
See, it sounds like she said I was the one with all the road rage, and you were the one with all the strays.
For so long, beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to.
By the way, this is the Bette Midler version. If some of you are wondering why this sounds just a little different,
I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed.
Agreed, Ted. And I won't blame you a bit if you fall asleep
I
right
got it all here in my
on this. Not one bit.
I want
By
you
the
to
way,
know
for all of you who are on the radio and not watching the YouTube live stream, which you should be, if you want to watch and join in and chat, so there are all links that you got on the platform where you can do that. Ted has been having a YouTube conversation with me on his chats.
You're everything I wish I could be.
Commented that this particular song is a sleeper. And it is.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
And see, and I know I'm interrupting again someone's song that they really wanted to hear because this is what they asked for. Unless you just figured you'd make Uncle Pete sit through this because you know I can't stand this. But ever since this came out, "You Are the Wind Beneath My Wings," all I could ever imagine is someone's arms spread out and someone blowing up under their underarm. Well, and it's just an image that stuck with me ever since this song came out back in the 80s, and it just completely, that image alone turned me off on this song, aside from the song itself. French toast. You know what, Ted? This morning I think I have Pop-Tarts. I got some Pop-Tarts over in my backpack. So, yeah, I did not. French toast sounds good. I've got Pop-Tarts, which I may get out here in a little bit. I may actually have to go. You know what? I did not make coffee when I got in here this morning. I was, again, doing actual work, and getting the studio all set up.
The wind beneath my wings.
And I know what you're saying, me too there, Ted. Ted says me too. Yeah, just someone standing underneath, because we have arms, not wings.
Thank God for you, the wind beneath my wings.
And also, yeah, I want to pause this right here because it's the end. Also, how incredibly arrogant and just, if someone were to say that to me, because this is what I get from this song, not only just someone standing under someone and blowing up under their arms, going, trying to get them up off the ground or whatever that do, I don't know. And some of the words that you just never quite understand in there. How freaking arrogant is it for someone to turn around and look at you and go, because I am so incredibly, phenomenally successful, popular, my celebrity is world renowned, and of course, I shall now do this song to recognize you, the lowly peasant who did all of the little labors and little things to get me to where I am. And, thanks for taking it's this is such it's a degrading, demeaning, just condescending song to me, that it just I that's one of the reasons I can't stand that song. It is a song that in its gall is so phenomenally condescending. It just drives me up a wall. So now, enough of that. Here's a little tune from the Pretty in Pink soundtrack. Let's see if you guys remember this. Somebody asked for this. If You Leave. I saw this movie. This is going to click with me in a second. It's already starting to.
If you leave, don't leave now.
Yeah, okay.
Please don't take my heart away. Promise me just one more night. Then we'll go our separate ways.
Right. That's so gross.
Time on our side. Now it's fading fast. Every second, every moment, we've got to make it last. I touch you once, I touch you twice. I won't let go at any price. I need you now.
Okay, Trish, I see you there. Good morning. I will get to the morning roll call. I know I have not done that in probably a few weeks, right? At least. I'm going to go make myself a fresh pot of coffee. I'm going to let you guys really enjoy this tune and reminisce about Molly Ringwald and John Cryer and the dude, I can't remember who the bad dude was.
7 years when under the bridge.
Of course, John Cryer later became of 2.5 Men fame.
Heaven knows what happens now. You gotta stay with him. I touch you once, I touch you twice. I won't let go at any price. I need you now, like I need you then. You always said we need again. Touch you twice, I won't let go at any price. I need you now, like I need you then. You always said we'd still be friends. I touch you once, I touch you twice. I won't let go at any price. I need you now, like I need you then. You always said we'd meet again someday.
Dude, scrambled eggs with breakfast sausage and pepper sounds good too. I like a savory breakfast. Okay, everybody, I'm going to be quiet for the remainder of this song. It's one of Ted's favorites. Look at that, right back for you, Ted.
Heading into twilight, spreading out her wings tonight. She got you jumping off the deck, shoving into overdrive. Highway through the danger zone. Take it right into the danger zone. You never say hello to you until you get it on the red line, low. You never know what you can do until you get it up. You got to know. Out on the edge, it's always where I burn to be. Further on the edge, hotter the intensity. Highway to the danger zone. Gonna take it right into the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone.
We've played this one before too. It's been quite a while though.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, for service and devotion. You would think that I would deserve a fair promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. They let you dream just to watch him shatter. You're just a step on the boss man's ladder, but you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. Barely getting by, it's all taking and no giving.
Little Dolly for you there this morning. Somebody asked for a little 9 to 5. How about that? 9 to 5. And after the 9 to 5, you're going to have a little rhythm of the night there with a DeBarge. A DeBarge. No, well, DeBarge. DeBarge, DeBarge. This is DeBarge Rhythm of the Night.
When it feels like the world is on your shoulders and all of the madness has got you going crazy, it's time to get out, step out into the street where all of the action is right there at your feet. Well, I know a place where we can dance the whole night away underneath the electric stars. Just come with me and we can shake your blues right away. You'll be doing fine once the music starts. Oh, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the words on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. Look out on the street now, the party's just beginning. The music's playing, a celebration starting. Under the street lights, the scene is being set. A night of romance, a night you won't forget. So come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Tonight is gonna be a night like you've never known. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the words on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, the rhythm of the night. Oh, yeah. That's right. Come join the fun, this ain't no time to be staying home. Ooh, there's too much going on. Tonight is gonna be a night like you've never known. We're gonna have a good time the whole night long. Oh, feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. You can leave them all behind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Dance until the morning light. Forget about the worries on your mind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Forget about the worries on your mind. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Forget about the worries on your mind. The music's playing, it's a celebration. The music's playing, everybody dance. Feel the beat of the rhythm of the night. Oh, 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 oh. Forget about the worries on your mind, 'cause you can leave them all behind.
Oh, and I didn't forget about the worries of the day. In fact, what I forgot to do, because I was embroiled in making coffee and eating a Pop-Tart and then doing more actual work whilst the music is playing, I'm gonna have to wind up getting a producer, I think, at some point for Uncle Pete in the morning. But just so much going on. What I forgot to do was realize that it was the bottom of the hour 6 minutes ago, and that means we needed to hear from some amazing, wonderful, incredible people just like these right here. And I'm going to keep talking until the lead-in works, because software is software and it does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. Like now.
Welcome to Gold Shield Services, your Algonquin and Northern Illinois heating, AC, and electrical company. Family owned and operated, built on trust and integrity. Your search for a reliable heating, AC, and electrical company in Algonquin and Northern Illinois is over. Call Gold Shield Services at 847 847-865-HVAC. 847-865-HVAC, and let us wow you with our service. GoldShieldToday.com.
That's Gold Shield Today, not tomorrow, but today.com. Boom, got you on the downbeat there. I love doing that. It just gives me a sense of accomplishment.
Bremer Team Keller Williams North Shore West, serving northeastern Illinois in McHenry, Lake, and Cook counties, and southeastern Wisconsin. We help by providing our clients award-winning support with our free personal concierge service for all your real estate needs. BremerTeam.com. That's BremerTeam.com. 847-456-6334. Again, 847-456-6334. Bremer Team Keller Williams North Shore West. We bring families home.
They do indeed. And in fact, Dawn Bremer is the leader of the Bremer Team Keller Williams North Shore West. She has 2 shows on this station. Did you know that? Tuesdays, there's Anything Goes with Bremer and Jones, where she is the co-host with Kent Jones. And it's a show wherein anything goes. They always have a guest. And the guests range anywhere from Illinois politicians. We've had senators and mayors and all kinds of things on that show, to business owners, and whether they're brand new solopreneurs or captains of industry, they've been on that show. So it's Anything Goes with Bremer and Jones, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. And then Wednesdays, just last night, she had the second episode ever of Whinin' with Dawn, hosted by Dawn Bremer, wherein she always has a panel of ladies, and they talk about the stories that, from their point of from their perspective, demonstrates why ladies rule the earth. And it was something last night. You can go back and catch it. It's on our YouTube channel. That's Whinin' with Dawn, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. here on 216 Net. Now, while the meanst, what we're going to do is go ahead and get back to the tunes here this morning real quick, and we'll have some more amazing people to hear from a little bit later on. Oh, I just realized what I'm about to click on. Ted, I'm sorry, this is a sleeper too. All of you out there, maybe I'll do the good morning roll call during this because it's kind of appropriate. Somewhere out there. Somewhere out there. Faith, good morning. Somewhere out there. Mary, good morning. Somewhere out there. Hal, good morning. Nisha, good morning. Marie, good morning. Somewhere out there. Sandy, good morning.
Beneath the pale moonlight.
Well, the sun's coming out. Jeff, good morning. Julie, good morning. Michael, good morning. Linda, good morning. Linda, how are you? Robert, good morning. Katrina, good morning. Jordan, good morning. Jim, good morning. Frank, good morning. Sue, good morning. Penny, how are you this morning? Good morning, Penny. Marissa, good morning. Marissa is in Minneapolis. Good morning, Marissa in Minneapolis.
It helps to think we might be
Eric and Michael, good morning. Susie, good Michael. Susie, good morning. Oh my goodness. Leslie, good morning.
we're sleeping underneath the same big sky.
Singer, is that your name? Well, good morning, Singer. Victoria, good morning. Caitlin, how are you? Christy, good morning. I hope I say this correctly. Afons, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Wendy, good morning. How are you out there? All right. Somewhere out there to all of you, good morning. Now I got a little something more upbeat here. You guys remember the Lost Boys movie? That was a good movie. I like that one.
The last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear through broken walls. That scream I hear. Cry, little sister. Thou shalt not fall. Come to your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Jamie, sister. Thou shalt not fall. Love is with your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Blue masquerade. Strangers look on. When will they learn this loneliness? Temptation beats like a drum deep in your veins. I will not lie, little sister. Thou shalt not fall. Come to your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Jamie, sister. Thou shalt not fall. Love is with your brother. Thou shalt not fall. My Shangri-La, I can't forget why you were mine. I need you now. Cry, your sister. Thou shalt not fall. Come to your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Jamie, sister. Thou shalt not fall. Love is with your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Cry, little sister. Thou shalt not fall. Come to your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Jamie, sister. Thou shalt not fall. Love is with your brother. Thou shalt not fall. Cry, thou shalt not fall. Sister.
I used to could play this. I'm gonna have to try again. I haven't even thought of this song in for freaking ever. Have we had this on the show before? I think we have. I think I said the same thing then. Turn this one up a little. I just hiccuped on the air. I could pick that back up again. I might give that a shot. It's a MIDI cord that I use. I've got a Mac that I plug that into and can get all kinds of every kind of sound off of that thing that I usually use to create music for commercials and voiceover and stuff like that here in the studio. And there you go. That was, of course, the Axel Foley theme from Beverly Hills Cop. Oh, hello, Tina Turner. And this, yeah, can you believe this was from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome? I talk about a soft song for a hard movie.
Out of the ruins, out from the wreckage. Can't make the same mistake this time. We are the children, the last generation. We are the ones they left behind. And I wonder when we are ever gonna change. Living under the fear till nothing else remains. We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home. All we want is what we looking for something.
I mean, this movie was
We can rely on.
a continuation of the Mad Max thing that was extremely harsh in its conditions and the violence. This song just did not fit it. It just did not.
That day is coming. All else are castles built in the air. And I wonder when we are ever gonna change. Living under the fear till nothing else remains. All the children say we don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home. All we want is life beyond. So what do we do in our lives? We leave only a mark. Will our story shine like a light? Or is this all wrong? Is it all or we don't need to know the way home. All we want is life beyond. Nothing else remains. We don't need another hero. We don't need to know the way home. All we want is life beyond. All the children say we don't need another hero. We don't need another hero. We don't need another way home. All we want is life beyond.
Is this? Oh, that's why this is familiar. I wonder if this was actually requested or if Mary Catherine slipped this one in. This is the flying music from the E.T. movie. E.T. way back when E.T. was in the bike and they started flying. See, if I had waited, I would have got it. Mary Catherine loves this movie. I think I was a bit, I don't know, I was a Star Wars kid, and this movie just didn't have the action I needed when it came out. I was a bit older. She was just at the right age. She's a bit younger than I. Oh, that was about the Mad Max. Ted says you're right. It didn't fit the movie. And that was about the Mad Max song. Now, a lot of you may recognize about the last 20-25 seconds of that orchestral performance, and this was from the Boston Pops Orchestra. The last 20 seconds of that has been used ever since this was produced ad nauseum in other Spielberg and associated movies. That last 25 seconds has become one of the most famous pieces of say that 10 times fast. Most famous pieces of movie music ever used over and over and over again, and people don't even realize it. But there you go. That was the flying theme from E.T. Next up, this might be a sleeper. Again, I liked the movie, but this is one of those movies where they forced a love scene and forced a love interest when it just didn't need to happen. And I don't know, another one of these songs that just did not fit with the overall show.
Watching every motion in my foolish love's game.
Now,
On this endless ocean, finding lovers know no shame. Turning every turn.
the band Berlin actually did this originally. Now, here's a little tip for y'all. If you like this tune, in and of itself, it's not a terrible tune. It just did not go with the movie. Jessica Simpson did a version of this that is something else. And I'm saying that as a compliment. I'm not being derogatory in any way. Jessica Simpson sings a version of Take My Breath Away that her voice in that is remarkable.
Never hesitating to become a faded one.
The only reason I know that is because I was floored when I heard it. Like, this is not Berlin. Who the heck is singing this?
Watching in slow motion as you turn to me and say, my love, take my breath away. Through the hourglass I saw you, in time you slipped away. When the mirror crashed, I called you and turned to hear you say, only for today, I am unafraid. Take my breath away. Take my breath away. Watching every motion in this foolish lover's game. Haunted by a notion, somewhere there's a loving flame. Turning every time to some secret place inside. Watching in slow motion as you turn my way. Say, take my breath away. My love, take my breath
And see, here's the thing. They throw these into the movies because they know at some point, I know there's 10 seconds left of that, and I don't want to hear any more of it. Sorry. And whoever asked for it, I hope you really, truly enjoyed it. I do. They insert these things into movies. This is from Top Gun. It is a fighter jet action movie. And when they make these things, they know some dudes are going to bring their wives, girlfriends, whoever, their significant others. And, so they got to throw the love interest and the love theme music and everything. They got to throw that in there for the ladies who are going in or whoever, the dudes who really enjoy that. That's fine, dandy, whatever. But it just so... I don't know. For me, when I go see a movie that is supposed to be an action movie, just like Mad Max we talked about a little earlier, I don't need a poignant plot moment. I really don't. What I pay for is to watch cars go fast and crash, guns go boom, 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 and things to explode and go pow. I actually truly enjoy what my wife calls them mindless movies, where I don't have to, I just got to sit and watch. I just have to watch the sparklies. It's when I sit and watch a movie like that, that's what I enjoy. That's what that's what I pay for. I pay for the excitement to watch the sparkly thing go boom. That's my thing for movies. Now, that said, there are some movies that I really enjoy that are not action movies, they're actual stories, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. A lot of people, my wife included, cannot stand that show. She says it's too long, incredibly boring. I love the story of it. I really do. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Now, I actually went to the theater to see this, and for the life of me, all I remember was that I didn't like it, but the song became pretty popular back in the 85 when I was a young man. Young man who had come of age, and I guess I was a young adult then. Little John Parr. Somebody asked for this. Oh, I like the one coming up after this.
Moving straight ahead in you,
Oh, and
maybe sometime if you
I got to see the movie that's coming up after this. Oh man, there's some Oh yeah. See, these we've played before. So again, I didn't have to check these for this list. So, but I look at it, I get a little nostalgic. I am a product of the 60s. I am either considered an extremely young boomer or a very old Xer. I prefer to fall in the category of a very old Gen Xer. I just do.
Don't know just how far that I can go. Stop far right no. Only just a few miles down the road. I can make it. I know I can. You're broken boy and me, but you won't break the man. I can see no horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be a man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where the future's lying. Send down those fires. I can climb the highest mountain, cross the wildest sea. I can feel St. Elmo's fire burning in me, burning in me. Just one sin is life. One man has his time. And my time is now. I'm coming alive. I can hear the music playing. I can see the planets fly. Feel like a man again. I love my and high. Gonna be a man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where the future's lying. Send down those fires. I can see it no horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagles flying higher and higher. Gonna be a man in motion. All I need is a pair of wheels. Take me where the future's lying. Send down those fires. I can climb the highest mountain, cross the wildest sea. I can feel St. Elmo's fire burning in me, burning in me. I can feel it burning. Inside of me. I'm alright. Nobody but about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be?
Let it be.
I'm alright.
I'm all right.
Don't nobody but about me.
Don't you worry.
You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? Do what you like. Do it naturally. But if it's too easy, you're gonna disagree.
Gonna disagree.
Isn't it a mystery? If it's nobody's business, it's everybody's game. Catch say, no, now, get it, put it right away. Get it away, get you I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to Who you gonna be tonight? Who is clear? Making up your mind. You wanna listen to the man? Pay attention to the magistrate. And while I got you in the mood, listen to your heart beating. Heart beating. I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. Don't nobody worry about me. You got to give me a fight. Why don't you just let me be? I'm alright. Nobody worry about me. Why you got to give me a fight? Can't you just let it be? I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm alright. Just let me be. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm alright. Just let me be.
I am all right. I am surprised. Oh, Ted, you're fine. You're good. Dude, I'm amazed you're still up. I'm thankful for it. And I'm grateful. I'm amazed that you're still awake. And I hope you're all right. I'm all right. I will say a very surprised welcome to a new nation who has tuned in to Uncle Pete in the morning. Again, we're internet radio, so our antenna is the internet. It's the world over, the globe over. And grateful to Radio Garden and many, many, many other platforms. Of course, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Listen Notes. Let's see. I'm forgetting a few because I'm rattling these off the top of my head. But thank you, Ethiopia. Ethiopia is listening to Uncle Pete in the morning. And the reason, well, here's what we do. We know that IP addresses bounce around. I get that. I understand that. So someone with an IP address that's pinging in to our radio station is coming from Ethiopia. Therefore, we say, Ethiopia, thanks for listening to Uncle Pete in the morning. It really is surprising the different countries that we see tune in. Well, thank you, Ted. You sound amazing on Bluetooth headphones. All right. Thanks. And no worries. I'm glad you got them hooked up. I'm glad you can hear everything and everything's coming through all right. I know I'm looking forward in probably about 15 minutes or so. We're going to have Eric Bam Burns join us this morning. I believe we'll have a good time. Well, we always have a good time talking. I don't really know what he's going to be talking about this morning. I'll leave that up to Eric. But we'll have a little pop in, a little Bam session. Usually we do that on Tuesdays. Tuesday this week, work interfered with his pop in, and so hopefully we'll be back on target after today, but for next week, a Tuesday, and we'll have good times then. But we're going to go ahead and keep the good times moving, I think. Well, it depends. Now, what you think of this song. I actually went to this movie when it came out. I mean, it was not a great movie. It really wasn't. But here you go. It is a disco movie, and it featured all the music was by ELO. And this was it was a roller disco movie.
When nobody dared to go.
Olivia Newton-John.
The love that we came to know, they call it Xanadu.
Xanadu. They turned this into a major pop song in 1980.
What we have made is real. We are in Xanadu.
still can't believe I went to a roller disco movie. Someone said it's got ELO music. That's all they know about it. Oh, really? I like ELO. They're cool.
Shine for you, Xanadu.
I think it was. I can't even recall the premise of the movie. I remember Olivia Newton-John came. You were. Ted says I was 8 and I went to it too. All right. A little older than 8, but. I remember at the beginning she came off a wall of a building, like a painting, seeing a bunch of other ladies, and I don't remember why or what the significance of that was. Like they jumped out of a painting and zoomed around. I mean, back then the special effects on that movie were a big deal too. A lot of like neon lasery special effects, and that was new. We just had Star Wars, which blew everybody's mind. It was like 77 to 78. Oh, Ted says his mom was a big fan. I'm guessing a big Olivia Newton-John fan or a big ELO fan. This movie, if I recall, it was actually my introduction to Olivia Newton-John. I did not. And I know Grease was out before this, but I didn't see Grease until I was much older. It sounded dumb. Fade away. Xanadu. And it was the premise of that movie that having a roller disco was that guy's big dream? I don't really want to go back and watch it again. Tell you the truth. I have no interest in sitting through a roller disco. I just remember the end. They were in a big, like, golden roller disco, and this was the big finale song. And it went on and on and on. I mean, that's only, let's see, a 3-minute and 30-second song, but that scene, it seemed to just go on and on and on and on. And I remember getting kind of bored with it. And I'm like, this is like the end of the movie. I think we can go. Anyway, this movie I actually really enjoyed a lot. I don't know. Will you guys remember this? You're right, it's Cyndi Lauper, but this was for a movie. movie is really what launched this song into extremely popular play.
Oh, baby, you're out of place. Good enough for you. Good enough for me. It's good enough. It's good enough for me.
Okay, the actual title of this song is The Goonies Are Good Enough. This is from The Goonies, the ultimate 1980s kid adventure movie. All remember One-Eyed Willie? Chunk. Sloth. Cyndi Lauper, I mean, that was one of the things that in my age group, a lot of guys did not admit that, you know, they did a little dance anytime her stuff come in. She was ultimate MTV video fodder back then. And yeah, Cyndi Lauper she was the shit back then. She really was. Yep, The Goonies. Still watch that every now and then today. That's a movie that it's just one of those that will never. That's one of those movies that will just never fade away from me. Now this one also was made for the movie. And yes. Well, you tell me who you think this is, you guys. Yep, Phil Collins. Again, music superstar, Tapped.
How can you just walk away from me when all I can
to make the song for the movie.
Cause we shared the laughter and the pain and even shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space. There's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Oh, take a look at me now.
Phil Collins. You're right. Phil Collins.
Just an empty space.
Yeah, Ted, I remember when MTV came. I was up. They aired at midnight. And they started with that song, Video Killed the Radio Star. Very first song, video played on MTV. And from that moment, I was an MTV nut.
Turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you. So many reasons why. You're the only one.
Correct. Yeah. Take a look at me now is the name of the song. Yeah.
So take a look at me now.
Anybody got the movie?
There's just an empty space.
This is probably one of those songs that became way more popular than the movie ever was.
Just a memory of your face. Now take a look at me now.
It's Against All Odds. It's the movie Against All Odds. And yeah, this was the mid 80s. I think this was 83, 84. And that was a major chick flick. Major chick flick. So back then, if you weren't dating, probably not a movie I would have seen. We definitely heard this tune played incessantly on the radio. It's not a bad song. I mean, Phil can belt a tune. There you go. Against All Odds. It's definitely one to sit down and watch with your sweetie.
Listen to me.
Okay, you guys are gonna get this.
It's a mess. Life under the sea is
If you
better
had
than
kids
anything they got up there.
At any point in time,
To see we deserve
since this
freedom.
movie's been out, you're gonna know this song.
You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things around you. What more are you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away. While we devoting full time to floating under the sea. Down here on the fish is happy as after the waves they roll. The fish on the land ain't happy. They shot cause they in the bowl. But fish in the bowl is lucky. They in for a worse of fate. One day when the boss get hungry, yes, you gonna be on the plate. But no, under the sea.
You're gonna have to enjoy a little tune here.
I did not expect this morning.
You're getting played in by Disney. How big are you?
We got no troubles, like 50 bubbles under the sea.
Oh, not what I
Under
expected.
the sea. Since life is sweet here, we don't live it here naturally.
What we've got is another.
Even the sturgeon and
We're gonna go ahead and let
the
this
in
one
the earth start to play.
just kind of fade into the background here.
Just fade that out. You know.
But
Good morning, by the way. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing, Eric?
I'm good. It makes me laugh because I have an 8-year-old who loves to watch Disney and all that stuff, and then Ruby, who's 19 months old now. She'll be 2 in coming up in a couple months, and all we watch seems right now is Moana and Frozen 2. And so I don't think I've ever watched all of them completely through. But I've watched enough. I know every song, but it's just funny to just jump on and there's Uncle Pete in the morning. Hey, Ted, how are you? There's Uncle Pete in the morning listening to Under the Sea, which is just incredible.
Well, somebody asked for it, so we're gonna play it. This morning has been a lot of movie request songs, and some that I don't think even people realized were movie requests. But because we just had Take a Look at Me Now from Phil Collins.
Oh, love that song.
And that actually was made for the movie Against All Odds.
Yes.
And but the song became way, way more popular than the movie.
Phil Collins, being a child of the 80s, Phil Collins and he was in a band, Mike and the Mechanics, for a little bit.
Yep.
He was there was another band he was in too. Gosh, what was it? I want to say what was
you just made me
drums for.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my older brother Scott, my older brother Scott leaves to go to the Air Force. He's in Guam. He's all over. He travels. He comes back 3 or 4 years later, and he's he's a little older than me. And he comes home, and I get I'm the first dude in Oklahoma with a Sony Walkman, right?
Ooh.
This is big time back in the mid 80s, right? And he knew I love Phil Collins, so he brought me back like a couple of. I mean, I had a CD before CDs were even in the United States, and it was really cool. But I love me some Phil Collins back in the day. I mean, everybody knows that, right?
Well, that is the song that we play at home anytime we get a new sound bar. That is the quality test for a new sound bar.
Makes sense.
Home. And we crank it up, and if it doesn't come across crystal clear with 0 cracks and doesn't shake the windows, it goes back.
Just throw it out. Just give it to charity.
It's if the soundbar cannot produce window shaking sound with that specific song, there's nothing better.
I totally agree.
Sometimes we'll just throw it on just for that.
Yeah.
And
It's interesting. There are songs like that class, and you obviously live in this space, but that just forever, I don't care whether you're a child of the 80s, 70s, 2000s, that like those sound bites out of the people know, you just know it.
Yeah.
You just know it.
Yeah, you do. In fact, we had a little earlier, we had the flight theme from E.T.
Yeah.
And in this particular list, a lot of stuff has already been played before on Uncle Pete in the Morning. I really don't like playing things over. I hate doing that, actually. But my wife, who puts together a list, she'll just give me the ones that need to be checked if they haven't been checked before when they come in. And she generally will take time and gather them as they come in and lump them so that we have a whole morning of movie stuff or a whole morning of whatever. This entire week has been 80s stuff all week long. Yeah. But the very end, the da 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 da, that doesn't come until halfway through the song.
Right.
And then the last 25 seconds of that song is the closing anthem that has been used by Spielberg and many, many other movies that people will hear. They'll hear that, but that little chunk, that last 25 seconds of that particular tune is probably some of the most recognizable orchestral music from the Boston Pops Orchestra that has ever existed. And
I'll throw something at you here that's totally not related, but kind of related. Was on our Instagram for Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, which I took over about 2 years ago. We had 36 followers. We're now at almost 4,000, and they're all pizza people. It's about quality, not about quantity. I don't need 1 million followers that don't have any value in us. But what I was going to say is Genesis. Genesis. Thank you, Ted. One of the things that I started doing when we first started was every time I posted a story on Instagram. So you have the feed, which is just the pictures of the video, but then you have the stories on the top. And every time I posted a story, there's a Frank Sinatra version of Zippity Doo Dah. He's like Zippity Doo Dah, Zippity, and it's really cool, right? So every time we posted a story for about 3 or 4 weeks, I put that song in there. Right. And what was happening and what my thought process was I wondered if people would catch on to it and be like, hey, when they hear that, they're thinking about us. Right. And it happened. I had people go like, I can't get that song out of my head. I'm thinking about Perfect Crust Pizza Liners all day long. And then we screwed up. Here's how we screwed up. I realized that whoever originally set up our Perfect Crust account on Instagram had set it up as a personal account, not a business account. And so when I switched it to a business account, you can't use music on your stories. And I'm like, oh, but it is what it is. But so I guess maybe a little challenge would be to people out there is to, Ted's in our Megamind group, and we're talking about branding yourself and something like that. When a song, with a song that we hear songs and it's part of us. So there are some songs that are just really deep in our soul, right? And so if there's a song that you connect with, kind of make that your theme song. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, Pete, for you, if you had a theme song for your life, what would your theme song be?
There are 3. No, actually not that one, but I love that little segment there. 3. Number 1, George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Bad to the Bone.
Bad to the Bone.
The moment I heard that in my youth, yeah. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, you got my attention.
Yeah.
Love
That's
that.
Awesome.
The other one was John Lennon's Watching the Wheels. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and you guys can tell why I don't sing for a living.
Yes,
but
clearly.
But love that. Absolutely love that song. And then as I got just a wee bit older, Billy Joel, Leave Me Alone. This Is My Life.
Ah, it's a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, those 3. And
Do you have one
Don't
album?
worry.
I like music. I'm not necessarily a music guy like that, but you live in this world every day. Do you have like 1 or 2, 3 albums that if I said, hey, gun to your head, you can only listen to this the rest of your life, what would that be?
Let's see. It's going to be. Oh, I can't remember. It's Boston, the one with the spaceship on the Boston.
Yep.
Led Zeppelin, Houses of the Holy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the last, if it's 3 albums, it's going to be a really hard choice between Kiss Destroyer and Rush Moving Pictures. Probably Rush Moving Pictures is going to win because I like Red Barchetta and Tom Sawyer just a little bit more than God of Thunder.
Yeah. My older brother, who I mentioned, who went to the Air Force, and he was in for 20, 25 years and retired from the Air Force. He loved Rush, man. He loved it. Ted, I'm curious what Ted's top 3 albums would be. That would be interesting because I think Ted's got some eclectic, kooky music choices. But hey, I want to share something I'm doing today. I actually sent you back a picture on the email you sent me this morning, but I was literally have a picture of me wearing like 6 coats, right? And you should check that out if it came back through. I tried. So ironically, the day I tried to post a video on Facebook of me wearing 6 coats, I guess video or something on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Instant Messenger is down. But I'm going to be picking up coats today and tomorrow. The Megamind group that I'm in, we've been challenged by Michelle Vincent, who called me a couple weeks ago, and we've had a lot of conversations about listening to your gut and listening to your intuition, because I think that's God or the universe or whatever your higher power is. I think that's how you're called to do things. And she was sitting in church on a Sunday a couple weeks ago, and she said, "Bam, I got to tell you, I think this may sound crazy, but my intuition, because we've talked about that, said that we need to do a coat drive." And so we're doing, there's 23 people in our group. And so the challenge is for all 23 people to collect 23 coats by December 23rd. And so I'll be collecting those. I've got 6 right now. I'm going to collect them the rest of the day. In fact, if I get 50, I'll get 50, but we're donating them locally. For me, we're donating them to our church, which will give them out in our community. So
let me see. I do have the picture. I got it. Let me see if I can get that pulled up here, if it's going to cooperate.
Yeah, the video is even better. I mean, I can't even it's like I can't even. But hopefully the video pops up. But yeah, so I'm going to be out collecting coats today and tomorrow while I'm working and talking on the phone and trying to make some other stuff happen. But nothing says coat drive like 71 degrees in Tulsa, Oklahoma today. But yeah, there you go.
Can I make it?
That's 6 coats. Yeah, you're moving us all around. Yeah,
I am here. Let me do this real quick. There you are. There's you in all your coats and all your glory. So there you go. We'll do that way, and then
that's 6 coats. Like the last 2 are the bigger ones. One was like a kid's coat. I could barely only fit it up over one arm, but yeah. So I'll be out picking up coats all day today. And so if anybody in the Tulsa metro area has any coats today and tomorrow, gently used coats, nothing just ratty nasty, because if you wouldn't want it, why would you want me to give it to somebody else? But so I'll be doing that today and tomorrow. And that was kind of a product of Michelle, who's in our group, just kind of feeling moved to do something. And so everybody's all across the country, and we've got 2 or 3 in Canada, I think. And so collecting coats and giving them to your local charity, and man, you look around and I feel like a broken record in some respects, talking about holidays coming up, and this is going to be the weirdest wonky holiday season ever with depression and this and that, and the reality is it's 71 in Tulsa. It's going to be a lot cooler next week, and people need coats, man. They need coats. It's real.
Yeah, there is a group out in Rockford, Illinois, and Mosaic actually has facilities throughout the country. Quite a few. They're a little over 100 years old.
Yeah,
and over in Rockford, Illinois, which is west of us, about an hour from where we are here, and they actually have been collecting just essentials: coats, gloves, hats, socks. huge need for
Yeah.
socks. And that struck me. I'm like, you socks? Yeah. You know how tough it is to be down, out, needy, homeless, whatever, and you've got no socks. That would, to me, that hit me. And so yeah, socks. And
yeah, you know, it's interesting you mentioned that. At the previous company I worked at, Susan Hiley, who still works there, and she's been there a long time, that she was involved with the homeless shelter in Springfield, Missouri, which is where our warehouse was, even though I worked remotely in Tulsa. But every year we actually did a sock drive, and she could talk about it, man, and just passion just oozed out of her about just we take for granted putting on a fresh, clean pair of socks, and people don't. And some of the homeless, man, you give them socks and they are happy. So I, be thankful for what you've got. And, it's stopping at Walmart and grabbing a nice pair of, not nice pair, a 10-pack of socks and dropping off at a homeless facility.
I mean, and you can get a pack. I don't know if you guys have them there in Oklahoma. We've got the Dollar General stores.
Oh yeah, come on, they're on the moon now, Pete.
The Dollar Tree. I mean, and even dollar. You go walk in and get a 10-pack of socks for $1.
Yeah,
a freaking $1.
Yep.
And I am when it comes to me and clothes, anything I have that costs more than $1 came to me as a gift, or it came off of the Kohl's clearance rack, much like this shirt.
Well, I'm glad we got the notice on wearing the blue shirt today. So,
the way this appears, you got the blue shirt. That's great. This is actually a purple and white pinstripe.
Okay, well, I got like some little checkers on this, so but
yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, it's all either way. We look like we match on.
Now, are you an under? This is a deep conversation. Are you an undershirt guy or no?
100%.
Every day, man. Every day for me. Like every
day, no matter what time of year, it is uncouth to leave the house without an undershirt.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm an undershirt kind of guy too, and this deep conversation. But the guys that wear like what we call the wife beaters or whatever, like I don't understand that. I need the t-shirt here. I don't understand that.
I have a couple of those. My wife calls them the Guido shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Family's Italian, but
the Police first album, was that Synchronicity? The Police first, I think it was.
I had Synchronicity.
What's that?
I had Synchronicity. I had that album.
Yeah, was that the Police first album though? I think maybe it was. Great album though. Love the Police. You could never go wrong with that. Van Halen, incredible. Eddie Van Halen just passed away.
I forgot about AC/DC. Ted.
Oh man,
I'm gonna be sitting over there stuck listening to Van Halen, and now I'm disappointed in my choice. I forgot about AC/DC.
Well, sure, you can change your mind. That's the beautiful part about being an adult.
You said gun to my head. So if you walk, if that saved the, that would be one of the things. Well, now I forgot about AC, but I'm okay with my choices. But
right, so you would move AC/DC up into your top 3.
I would, yeah. They would take the place of both Kiss and Rush. Sorry, Rush, but the AC/DC's top 3.
Yeah, yeah. So what else going on? Anything good going? Hey, I was going to ask you, how's your stuff going with the Chamber of Commerce stuff that you're doing?
It's actually amazing. It's awesome. It's so much fun moving it. That's a full-time role, and it's awesome because it's remarkably flexible. We still get to do everything here at the station. And as a matter of fact, this week, my partner at the station has been out. He's quarantined.
Oh, wow.
But he's quarantined with the sniffles. It's
well,
he just didn't really want to freak everybody out because,
yeah.
He's oozing things, and he's not got the COVID. He's just, it's just, you start coughing and blowing your nose and stuff, and people start looking at you sideways. So he's out. But anyway,
that's reality. My boss is out right now. He actually late Friday started not feeling well and went to the doctor, went to urgent care on Saturday and thought surely I've got COVID. And he doesn't. He just had the old-fashioned flu, and he's been out of work all week. So kind of crazy. I like, you know, when I jump in here, I like to throw in something that's just been rolling around in my brain, and I had a great conversation with my amazing 23-year-old son yesterday, and we had a conversation about running your own race, and beat you to it, Pete. There you go. But about running your own race, and we get so, you know, that old saying, keeping up with the Joneses, and sometimes we do that from a standpoint of just things. Well, they have a nice house, so we're going to get a nice house, and they have a nice car, and I'm going to get a nice car, and a lot of times we do that in a different way, which is we get up and I have to run the race that you're running, and how can Ted be so far ahead of me? And we wake up almost sometimes with this victim mentality every day before the day even starts. And it's like, you and I are both going to run a marathon today, but I'm at the starting line and you're 10 miles back complaining about how life wasn't fair to you and how you didn't have everything. And the reality is, I'm going to run my race today. You run your race today. And the real test is not me comparing my race to you. The real test is me comparing my race to me tomorrow. And how did I improve today so I'm better tomorrow, so I'm better tomorrow, so I'm better tomorrow? And we get so stuck sometimes on, why didn't I start where their starting line is? And I get that. And by the way, that's easy for this middle-aged white guy to say, because I don't run in anybody else's shoes but mine, but that's not my fault. It's just the way this soul was born into this body. But the reality is, you still have to start where you start, and you still got to finish each day, and quit looking at the starting line and saying, well, why isn't my starting line over there? Run your race. And how can I start further ahead tomorrow? And how can I start further ahead tomorrow? And how can I start further ahead tomorrow? Because like I said, we sometimes want to make the race against everybody else. And this is real. The race is you against you, against you, against you. Rinse, wash, and repeat every single day. That's the race, people.
100%. Ted says, being disabled, I learned early, keep up with my own race. No one else's matters. And
there you go.
You're dead on with that. It always bothered me when people would compare themselves to others, or say, hey, if you want to be successful, you have to be like, you have to be like this. You're not successful until you've done what so-and-so has done.
Yep.
And you know what? Nah. Because we all have our own stories. Ted even, he said in 2000, I was homeless, and it was when I lost my ability to walk on my crutches. The hardest thing for me to find was a wheelchair. Yeah. You do what you got to do. You do what you have with what you can work with. Yeah. I was on my own at 16. And so you do what you got to do. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different life. And it always just kind of bothered me a bit when people compared themselves to someone else and said, I'm not good enough. You're the best you can be in any moment that exists of being you.
Yeah.
I would hope. And it's going to be up to you to recognize when you're not the best you can be in that moment. Yeah. And I went through life. I mean, as a young man, I was not a nice fella. I was not this nice Uncle Pete that you see before you today.
You were Dirty Pete.
I was. In fact, there's a show, but
there's a show.
There's a show. There's a show
on 216 The Net next week. Dirty Pete.
No, have you seen that? It's on like Netflix. It's called Dirty Pete.
Is it really?
Yeah. But it's about a con artist guy. I made that guy. I made a lot of people who do these shows like Breaking Bad, all that kind of. I made them look like preschool kids. I was not a nice fellow. Nice. I learned some very, very hard lessons when I was young, and up until my 40s, it took me up until I was in my mid 40s to learn that I had the ability to sit back and be objective and not have a knee-jerk reaction to every situation that came along.
Yeah.
And luckily, lessons as I learned them enabled me to break away from where I was when I was young and develop something of a professional life, and do things that probably otherwise I'd never ever would have been able to do if I had gone a much different way. Yeah. And in fact, we'd probably be doing Uncle Pete from San Quentin. But,
the interesting thing about what you said is you mentioned getting into your 40s, and I think sometimes obviously the older we get, I think hopefully the more comfortable we get in our skin and the more comfortable we become with running our own race. But one of the freaking weird things about life that is social media somewhat is that kids look at social media and they want to emulate everything they see. But the weird thing is they have this ability to promote how they are different, and they promote what they can, the world of being a publicist, those those jobs are somewhat dying out because kids can do it on their own. But the problem is they don't want to be a publicist about what makes them unique. They want to try to emulate everything they see, and the ones that are being successful are being successful because they're publicizing what makes them unique. It's this weird twisted thing that's kind of bizarre, but it's life, right? And we had that in the 80s. We had Teen Magazine, and we had all that, and so it's just a different world now. But at the same time, it's that crazy twisty world of trying to figure out who you are and really be comfortable in your skin and run your own race. And I think all that kind of ties into, what's your top 3 albums of all time. So it speaks probably volumes for people.
Yeah, it really does. And, speaking of volumes and albums, I'm going to have to start playing us out here. But, we got this was a big one that impacted a lot of people when it came out. Oh, Kenny, a little footloose there.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I'll let you go. Thank you for having me on. I'll see you next week. And if you're in Tulsa today and you've got a coat, I'll pick it up.
All right. Go see him for coats in Tulsa. Take care, man. See you.
Been working so hard, I'm punching my card. Either forward or tell me what I got. I got this feeling that time's still holding me down. I hate to see it, or else I'll tear up this time. Now I gotta cut loose, put it loose, get off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up in my lead. Jack, get that, come on before we clap. Lose, don't lose. Everybody come for lose.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Eric. Eric Bam Burns. Popping in for a little Bam session right there on this Thursday at 8:30. It's 8:56 this morning. We got about 3.5 minutes left. Uncle Pete in the morning, and we'll be back on Monday at 7 a.m. But do be sure, everybody, Uncle Pete in the morning, back on Monday at 7 a.m. But we've got Mary Catherine's Power Hour playlist tomorrow morning, Friday at 6 a.m. Heavy metal and tasteless humor from 6 to 7 on Mary Catherine's Power Hour playlist. And then at 7:15, What's in Your Loaf with Deacon Skeet. This week, Steph filled in for me last week, filled in for Skeet. This week, Steph will be filling in for Deke, so it'll be Steph and Skeet on What's in Your Loaf. And then at 9 a.m., I don't know if we've got a new episode of Bridging Civil Tension with Phil and Kent, or if we're going to be doing a best of. So we'll fill you in on that probably either a little later today or tomorrow morning. We'll make that announcement one way or the other. Either way, continue to hang out, have good times this afternoon. This afternoon at 5:30, tune in for What If with Lisa and Uncle Pete. And we'll be chasing more stuff down there at What If. What if Uncle Pete had not become Uncle Pete? Well, I don't really care because I am, and I love it. Thank you, guys. Oh, have a great day, Ted. Get some sleep. .216 The Net, real life internet radio, 216thenet.com. Click listen live, hang out with us all day long. Find us on Radio Garden, 216 The Net. Subscribe to the YouTube channel where all the video live streams are going We are pretty much taking the video live streams off Facebook probably after the end of the as of the end of the year. Facebook just not great for video. And, we're going to be all here on the YouTube, so jump in on our YouTube channel. It's awesome. You're going to see stuff you're not seeing anywhere else. And hey, love y'all. All 1.9 million of you, almost 2 million.
But a slow glowing dream that you're
We're going to end the morning on a little flash dance. Well, Irene Cara for you. What a feeling.
I have cried silent tears full of pride in a world made of steel, made of stone. Where I hear the music, close my eyes, feel the rhythm, wrap around, take a hold of my heart. What a feeling, feel believing. I can't have it all now, I'm dancing for my life. Take your passion and make it happen. It just come alive, you can dance right through your life. The music, close my eyes, I am real. In a flash, it takes hold of my heart. What a feeling, it's believing. I can't have it all now, dancing for my life. Take your make it happen. It just come alive, now I'm dancing through my life. What a feeling. What a feeling. I am losing now. Feel believing. I am rhythm now. It just come alive. You can dance right through your life. What a feeling. I can really have it all. What a feeling. It just come alive when I'm I can have it all. I can really have it all. Have it all. It just come alive when I'm what a feeling. I can have it all. It's believing. Take a passion. Make it happen. What a feeling. What a feeling.
Oh, what a feeling. And we are clear from the air on 216 The Net to 216thenet.com, real life internet radio. So YouTube folks, thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning. I have to go actually do business stuff now. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning again, really early, 6 a.m. for Mary Catherine's Power Hour playlist right here streaming live on YouTube at 6 a.m. Central on the 216 The Net channel. Then at 7:15 a.m. tomorrow morning Central, you've got What's in Your Loaf. And then at 9, I don't know if we have a new episode because one of the hosts is in quarantine. quarantine. So I don't know if we'll be coordinating that remotely or what might be happening. We'll announce that either later today or tomorrow morning. But tonight, stay tuned tonight, 5:30 live right here in the studio with a video live stream. You'll have What If with Lisa and Uncle Pete. Yours truly. We'll see you then again. Take care, folks.